Got places to be.
Cole's got places to be. Welcome back to the Josh and Cole Hole with special guest Dan Hesse. Is it technically week 5 review?
It's
Week
today, man.
5.
It's the 5th of
Yeah, week.
October.
I have way better hair than Matt Eberflus. Apparently, they call him Coach Flus.
What a flucer.
Ugh. Cole, Dan, welcome back.
Thanks, Josh. It's great to be here.
Um, I sure hope so. Worth the price of admission. So
Mm.
we understand that it's your birthday today, Cole. Thanks for joining us and powering through.
Wouldn't
Uh,
wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
you went to a pizza place with a cracker crust.
Chicago staple. You got to have that thin. Yeah, everyone thinks it's the deep dish, right?
Pub
But it's
style,
that
babe.
thin crackery pub or tavern style pizza. That is like that's the Chicago style. So yeah, went to nice little pizza spot nearby with the wife and kiddo. Had a lovely evening out.
Were you,
I'm not big on I don't make a big deal of birthdays. Like at this point I'm so fucking old, nothing matters. Like just we live to see another day, and that's about all we can
wow.
about all we can.
Wow. Not even not even 40 and we're just waking up for
Yeah,
tomorrow. I
no,
love it.
it's
All right.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, yeah. Maybe it's my fantasy record, maybe that's tweaked my outlook on life a little bit, but
It's a lot. It's a
no, it
lot.
was a great night out. And you know what? Little quick aside on the way home.
Yeah.
We did do a little Culver side mission. So I
Hell
got
yeah.
a I got
Oh
What was
I
shit.
the
got a
flavor of the day?
Got
I
it.
got a custard waiting for me in the freezer. So
Yeah.
we'll get to that after the podcast.
Well, you should probably take it out because I think the directions are to let it, open up a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta let it breathe. But little birthday custard, keep it
So,
special.
so you said no to dessert at Nick's, knowing that
I
you
did.
you you gotta you
I
had
had to be here.
you
I had to be here. This is priority.
and then when I said a minute 30 and took 5 minutes, you lost your shit, didn't you?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then my drippy custard. I'm like, well, I gotta throw this thing in the freezer. We have problems.
So you had
You're
so
gonna
you
want to
had
have that drippy custard checked out.
my God, are you kidding me? Nah, yeah. So you had a good birthday. You had a good
It was
birthday.
good. It was good. We're packing up. We're going on a trip tomorrow, so it's been a little bit crazy going to Albuquerque, New Mexico for the big balloon fiesta this weekend. It's where my wife grew up, so we're visiting some family and friends. So,
ABQ.
um,
ABQ.
yeah, it should be a good time. See some some sights. I don't know. There's desert. See some. I literally last time I was there, I literally saw a coyote and a roadrunner like within very close proximity. So I'm like, oh, I guess that is a thing. Who knew?
That's fucking Looney Tunes. I mean,
They knew all along.
I love it. Now, have you ever been on the hot air balloon, or are you planning on going up?
No, we're not gonna go up this time. Mostly because I don't know. We did do it. We did it like I think like 6 or 7 years ago.
Awesome.
Um, yeah, awesome experience for those who have DJ Moore again. We're recording this as the Bears are playing the Commanders, by the way. So just if we have commentary throughout, DJ Moore killing it tonight. Um, so we did the hot air balloon about 6, 7 years ago.
Yeah,
Great time, magical ride. Very, I don't know. Have you ever done it? Have you guys ever
I
have done
have.
that? Okay.
I was gonna pull the audience. Dan, you ever done a hot air balloon ride?
No, no, never done
It's a good
that.
experience. Yeah, man, I would recommend it for sure. It's a little, I don't know. It's so like, I don't know what the right word.
Rickety.
Like,
Do they do
no,
like a beverage
it's
service
very
during the
gentle.
flight?
It is
I mean,
gentle.
Does
if
the
you
cart
if you
come through the aisle and
if
get a
you
little
if you
peanut?
snuck if you snuck something in your pocket, like who's gonna stop you? You're already in the air, but I don't think they're serving anything, Dan.
Yeah,
Um,
there's no TSA up there, but you are right. It's gentle because you're in a basket. I
very gentle.
like was our. I have to assume our experience was the same. Like how did you get in to the basket?
Yeah, because they inflate it, right? So the balloon is
Yeah.
on the ground,
Yeah, they're doing
and
a
they open her up and start inflating it, and
yeah.
like they got it to a point where it was standing,
Yeah.
but it wasn't taking off. It's like
Right. Same.
it's like
Okay.
like a beautiful dance,
It
like
So
a
had
the
not
beautiful
achieved
gentle
buoyancy
dance.
yet.
correct,
Right.
Dan. So
Science with Dan.
The FAA clearly has some
Yeah.
guidelines and compliance. Okay. Yeah, keep
Yeah.
going.
Are
We
those
did.
FAA sanctioned flights? Did you have a flight number for that?
Ooh.
It's a good question. I'm gonna go with no,
All right. Okay.
but I could be wrong. I signed waivers. It could have been on there. I don't know.
I did not see, a number on do you
Yeah. What
put it
was the tail number?
I don't know. Is that what you call a tail number? So do you put it on the
Well, that's like the
basket
registration of the.
or the balloon,
Yes.
right? But I remember
Yes.
right. It was they were filling it up with a heat fan, basically a jet
Yes.
engine. And
Pretty
then
much.
once it kind of propped up, the guy had kind of given us all the skinny uh,
Yep.
and loaded women and children first, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it was basically like I'm on a step stool, a two step. I get in, and there's some high schoolers tethering it a little bit, and then all of a sudden
Yeah.
we went up, and that was the most uh, scary moment of oh shit, where we just kind of went up. Other than that, it was great. You were right. It was very gentle.
Very
Yeah,
gentle.
yeah.
The the landing not as gentle. I don't know about your experience, but we definitely
Same.
came in. We came. I wouldn't say we came in hot, but we definitely, ironically enough, like we skimmed the top of a Target, like a store, a Target, like yeah, you know.
Oh. That,
So we
an actual
like
retail.
an actual retail store called Target. We skimmed the we skimmed the top. We made it over, so we didn't touch down on top of the Target, which would have been just like a beautiful story to tell, right? If you landed on top of the Target. Um, and went behind some houses, and they actually found like it was like a ditch. It was like a ditch field. Um, so we came in, we scraped a couple trees, we all had to duck down. There's like branches falling in the basket, and then we landed, which is, it's a gentle crash, is what it is. Because it's not really like they don't have any control. It's a balloon. The wind takes you where you're gonna
Uh,
go, and
yeah.
I am
you
reading
know,
up on some of these regulations. This is not regulated at
is it?
all.
It's not on
Not
the up and up, Daniel.
You are required. You are required to have a compass on board.
Okay, I don't
I
doubt
mean,
that. I mean, we're looking at the sun the whole time.
we all have phones with apps. Does that count? Does that
But
count?
no, I mean, like, that's about it.
So that's
Yeah,
awesome that you came down at a Target, which leads me to believe it
yeah.
was like straight up residential with some
Oh yeah.
buildings. I was in Galena with my father-in-law and my wife, and we did it for his 60th birthday. We landed in a cornfield, but the whole
Nice.
time they had boots on the ground with walkie-talkies, and Cole, you said it earlier. You're at the mercy of the wind. Um,
Yeah.
and
Jesus, take the wheel.
yeah, there might be a compass on board, but there's definitely no steering wheel.
Required to have a compass on board. Yeah.
Um, okay, so I'm calling.
Yeah.
I don't know,
So
but
I mean, honestly, like 10 out of 10 experience would do it again. It's just a little bit like, you know, those
I,
people, stuff happens, right? Like it's the risk of doing anything a little bit more adventurous, but it's
I was.
like that area is known, right? For that's one of the reasons why they do the balloon fiesta there. It's like it has the perfect like jet stream because there's mountain ranges that surround it that
Oh,
provide like a perfect jet stream in the air. So
okay.
they have a pretty controlled situation for the most part because they can kind of based on, the weather
Stable,
forecast and based
predictable winds.
it's more predictable than anywhere else like in the country. So that's like one of the main reasons why they have it specifically there, that they kind of
Pilot
do a whole
wings.
celebration.
You're hoping
Yeah,
for thermals.
Pilot Wing 64, baby.
So we saw it's actually on my amateur YouTube channel, but we saw a proposal on board. And Cole, this will help. This
Wow.
will hit with you because I mean the basket, like it's standing room only, and
It's tight quarters.
this poor bastard tried to kneel, and he got he got about halfway down, but
Yeah.
um, he identified me as a buddy, I guess,
Yes.
prior to launch. He said, "Hey, man, I had the GoPro on the stick. It was a real
Okay.
big GoPro year, so I had like
Sure.
I was taking shots of us on the stick from outside the basket." And this guy said, "Hey, I'm gonna propose on this. Would you make sure that you snap a
Man.
few pictures?" And I was like, "Okay, buddy. I just want to let you know this is a wide-angle fish lens. It's not gonna,
Uh-huh.
you know." And sure enough, like we went up to the highest point. The
Wow.
What would you call him? I mean, he has a compass on board, but he's not quite a navigator, right? A hot air
I
balloon.
guess, I mean, pilot, I guess, is the expression, but
Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah.
I've got a pilot's jacket for one of these things.
the balloonist
Uh-huh.
the balloonist pilot took us up and then paused, and this guy went into his Deandra.
Man,
You make me the happiest man on the earth, you know.
man.
And
Did you feel the magic? Was it actually like an experience or was it awkward?
actually, Chris, you know, compared to the my own proposal, and we saw a
Uh-huh.
proposal in Mammoth Caves one time. They turned off the lights, turned them
Uh-huh.
on, and
Sure.
this cat was on one knee. It was pretty awkward, but there was this one guy who had comedic timing almost as good as mine, and he like there was a pause. She didn't necessarily say anything.
Yeah.
The guy was like his head was in between ass cheeks with a diamond ring. And then, you know, somebody said the oh, that's a nice ring. And then this other guy said like I'm gonna puke. And at that point we were like we were 1,000 feet up. Um,
Uh-huh.
and the whole time I'm thinking like, oh man, I'm with my father-in-law, and at the time she wasn't my wife, you know.
Right.
But boy, I just was like trying to hold the GoPro steady.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Wedding wedding photographer or proposal
Did you get
photographer,
the
videographer.
sweat welling up on her forehead?
I was in
Did
there.
she say yes?
She said yes. They hugged. I ended up sending the
Okay.
guy the clip,
An invoice?
Wow.
not an invoice, but selfishly the link to get some views. You know what I mean? So
Sure.
I think it's my highest viewed video, but oh boy, it was where the fuck would you propose on a hot air balloon? In the off chance that the girl says no, then you gotta and
Then you're in a basket.
It's a
where we
real basket case.
You're in
where
a
we
basket of emotions at that point.
ugh, yeah, I'd be lying if I said I didn't take a couple slugs of whiskey before we went on the
Uh,
thing. Yeah,
okay. Uh-huh.
I mean I was nervous.
You
It
gotta get
was
in those things early too, right? Didn't you go super early? We went super early, or no?
we went at sunset,
Oh, okay. All right.
or I guess.
Maybe it's just the area. We had to be like ready to go at like 5 in the morning, like at the facility, like ready to go. So it was a early,
That's
early,
because they had a
early
two
deal.
o'clock. They had a 2 o'clock one.
Probably. They're like, well, we have to go now. We're like, this fucking guys, we're just gonna squeeze in as much as we can here.
But
Um,
we landed and we had a champagne toast and some
yep,
Ghirardelli chocolates. I thought that was kind of hip.
great
But
touch.
yeah, no, we it kind of gave me like a roundabout satisfaction. It was like gentle landing, like you said. I mean, we were in a farmer's field, not a target, but a farmer's field, and just like
Yeah,
you kind of just stop.
yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't all like. I was like, this fuck. Are we gonna crash land? Is everyone gonna get dumped out? Is it gonna be a whole thing? Because we were with Meredith's parents too. Who, they're no spring chickens. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm like, if these people are in a situation where we're just literally getting dumped in the pavement of a target, like, are we like, where's our next stop? Uh,
They probably have
yeah.
an
Oh,
AED.
yeah. Yes,
How
plentiful.
are the Bears doing?
You're killing it.
Ford
17-0.
right now.
DJ Moore, 2 touchdowns.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know. Who'd you say has him, Hesse? Honeypot?
Honeypot.
Honeypot. It's, I don't know Honeypot personally, but congratulations on a good night.
Yeah, Honeypot's coming in hot. I mean, he grabbed Mr. Ford.
Hot honey.
Um, love Hot Honey. He's got a lot of Bears on his team.
Okay, well,
I think it was a matter of time before DJ Moore kind of figured it out. Happy to see him being utilized. But the Bears are still trash, right?
I feel like we're in week 5 and I still don't I know I think I know like 4 teams that I think are good, and the rest of them I have no idea. Like, I feel like
In the
I mean,
league
I know that
or the NFL.
the NFL. In the league, I've just given up all hope.
We're all up, man.
Yeah,
Cole, it
yeah,
starts now.
yeah, yeah. Right. We'll see what happens here.
A lot of
But
good
fuck.
Midwestern nihilism from Cole today.
Yeah. Happy birthday.
Sorry. Am I not being positive tonight? Is that?
Come
Oh
on, man.
no. I'm
Yep.
always bring the positivity. I'm sorry. I'll turn it around. I'll turn this bus right around. What do you think about these LEDs on my sign? I hung those up. Is that
Uh,
cool? Is
I,
that a
lo-
thing?
It's pretty neat.
I
You like
love
that?
I
Room to get.
love that.
Those are wired in too. I fucking put holes in my wall and have it
Wow.
running down. I know. That's commitment.
Well, that's clean. Clean tackling. And if
Yeah.
we could have a moment of silence for clean tackling Dick Buckus, I mean,
Oh God. I so that news broke about an hour or so before we started recording, right? Like,
yeah, it's the only reason I'm
do
here.
we know do we know what happened? Like, what, I mean, he's 80 years old, right? But aside from that, what, because he was like on the field earlier this year, wasn't he? Wasn't he for the opener on the field?
Yeah.
Well, it
Uh,
sounds like I'm reading here that he's dead.
yeah.
To look up
Damn
what
it.
you guys were talking about.
While you're doing that, could you confirm if he was a hot air balloon pilot?
Hesse.
I'll check his Wikipedia page.
Too
Hesse,
soon.
Hesse,
Too
Hesse,
soon.
Hesse.
Health problems? I don't know. I don't know. I
Yeah.
To your point, I feel like he was healthy, around, available. You know, it's always a gut punch when it's like so and so will
Sudden.
they won't be doing any more public appearances.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, I awesome Twitter account too. I know he was clearly not running his Twitter account. I don't know if you followed him, but
100%. It wasn't him.
it was a masterful. It was a well done account. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like it at least grabbed the essence of a Dick Butkus.
Yeah, he was critical and good about it, but kind of like the new Ron Santo, like who's the tough as nails Chicago, I mean,
Right.
Chicago athlete, right? Critical of the team they played for, but I don't know. I think from a national level, it's definitely Joe Namath, right? So, oh boy, good, but
Sure.
great athlete, ambassador. Hang Time. Did you guys watch Hang Time? Good show, right? Anthony Dan's like, yep, yep,
And,
Haven't even heard of it.
Oh,
Anthony Anderson playing like a point guard, playing a point guard position, and he's got bigger love handles than I do,
uh-huh,
and draining threes. I mean, straight up
uh-huh.
Steph Curry. But yeah, Cole,
Yeah,
I know you definitely watched Hang Time.
I
A
did
little bit.
for sure. Great memories.
What kind of cartoons did you grow up with, Dan Hesse? Trick
Oh,
question. Trick question. It's not about you. All right, Cole.
Yes,
Um,
poor Dan.
nope, definitely Cole.
Well, he was kind of a dick about Dick, you know.
I truly didn't even know that until you just said it.
That he was on Hang Time?
That he died.
I do genuinely believe him, but at the same time, I'm like, where you been? Because we were talking about it. We were
Lit-
texting
I
about it.
thought people
Literally.
from Chicago love to talk about Dick Buck Kiss. I didn't know there
Yeah.
was a particular occasion.
Yeah, no, we're finding reasons to hang on to glory, but it was in the group chat, Dan.
Oh, I didn't read through that.
Oh no,
Uh,
he actually died today. Yeah, no.
yeah,
That's why DJ
I believe.
Moore's going off the chain.
Yeah, I believe my exact response was, "Damn, R.I.P."
Yeah, I mean that's respect.
I mean, that's clear. That's clear cut. That's cut indication of what occurred. R.I.P.
Oh, you say let's win one for Dick Buck Kiss. I feel like that's a general Chicago attitude.
You fucking idiot. I feel like the phrase "let's win one for."
Yeah. What you wanted him to say? Let's win one for recently deceased Dick Bucket.
That would have been much more clear.
Oh my god.
All right. I mean, rereading it with this in mind, it makes more sense. But
We're gonna have so many good comments tomorrow. Totally went and redeemed himself. All right, that's why it's all about Cole. Cole, I don't even, let's go into your favorite birth. Oh, he did actually die today.
We talked. Yeah, he's dead.
Did you have a good
Um,
birthday party that stood out where you just felt like the party favors were banging? Your mom's cake was awesome.
yeah. Oh
You
man.
you didn't you didn't
Oh
open any toys and tell your friends that you already had
wow.
that.
That's a big step in any kid's life. Like we just went to my nephew's birthday, who he just turned 6, and literally the two things we bought him, he had opened up minutes before. And he gave his dad a look like, should I fucking say something?
Little Jackson, your
But
brother.
did they not
no,
know I already
Benny.
have
Benny's
this?
6 now. That's the younger one is 6, and
Oh,
Jackson's 9 now. So
okay. I thought 6 was
time
too.
flies, my friend.
Yeah.
But yeah, Benny gave his dad a look like, do I fucking do it? And my brother, just gave him a look back like, yeah, like, let's play it cool. I'll take you to Target. We'll return all these. We'll get something better. Like, they had an understanding. So then he like, in like two motions, he like looked at his dad like, what should I do? Dad gave him a nonverbal of like, just accept it. So then he looked back at us and just was like, thank you. Like, like they just had but for a 6-year-old to like not say it, I
Yeah.
was like, good for you, young man. Like, you have more like
Huge.
care in something like that than I would ever do. I'd be like, well, what the fuck am I gonna do with this now? Like, like,
Two.
yeah, could
Uh,
we try harder?
I saw a
Well,
lot
it's
of
the
that.
So
thought that counts, Uncle Cole.
it is,
I
yeah. And you know
appreciate
what?
the
I,
gesture.
my brother kind of set me up because he literally, I said, what is, I was like, I could shoot at the hip and just get him something random, or you could like, what does he want? And he literally sent me two things, and those two things he had already gotten. So I'm like, did you fucking set me up? Like, did you Like, like was this all were you sending everyone these two toys to get them so we could all look like jackasses together? But
Yeah.
yeah, it's all good.
Certainly
Birthdays.
plausible. Certainly
Yeah.
plausible. Maybe he just wanted
I
to ensure that he got the gift.
he got three of them, I think, of each. So, um, no, nothing really. I mean, there's one. So you guys have both been to what we call in the family the farm, which is it's a we have a little like family weekend. It sounds fancy, but it's really not. It's like a dumpy old farmhouse on a plot of land. It's
Yep.
got a pool. It's a cool place for like kids to just go fucking mess around in the woods and have a good time, right? Like
Kill
it's
animals. Kill animals. Yep.
yeah, there's a river by there. You can go
Bear,
catch some crawdads, get stung by some bees, and make it a night. So,
bury
um,
their duplicate birthday presents.
yeah, definitely. Uh, so remember, I don't know exactly how old I was, but it was at the age where I had enough like elementary school friends that I'm like we could do like a big sleepover, like have everybody out to the farm, like had a big boys' night out at the farm, with all your
Oh yeah.
all your buds. So that stood out to me. There was definitely some, obviously no sleep being had. Um, swirlies were definitely given.
Nice.
Um, there were hay rides that turned into children jumping off of wagons that probably were close to getting crushed. Like kids just jumping off while my dad's driving the tractor. Like we're literally he was taking the kids down the road on the tractor on the flatbed, just having a good old time. We came up with this story of a killer clown we called Homie the Clown, which I'm pretty sure we got from an In Living Color skit. There was Homie the Clown. Um,
I was just
and
watching YouTube, homie the clown.
that's awesome. So my one friend fucking terrified of clowns, like absolutely petrified of clowns. And we were telling this ghost story of this clown, this killer clown. And then my brother had the idea, because of course my brother was there too. Like it's
Homie,
us.
don't
Like
play that.
so my brother puts a red because it's a birthday party. We had balloons. My brother put a red balloon on his nose
Oh no.
and was fucking out in the dark in the farm, like making noises and like trying to scare the shit out of my one friend. And he was begging my mom to take him home, like absolutely begging my mom to take him home, like in the middle of the night, and she just wouldn't do it. So probably for all the wrong reasons, but that one definitely sticks out as like a highlight of the childhood
The shit.
birthday party experience, the overnight at the farm.
The
Good times.
the night Jimmy got freaked out because he had.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome though.
He was begging my mom to take him home, and my mom just had to gently tell him, "Son, it's a fake clown. It's gonna be okay. We're gonna make it to the morning. I got donuts. We're gonna be fine."
Deep breath. We haven't even cut little Coley's cake yet.
We're gonna get through this together. So
Oh
yeah,
man.
that one stood out for sure. That was a highlight.
Birthday on the farm, taking hay rides, and the kids are dropping off.
Yeah,
I love it.
yeah, man.
Holy cow! I need to level set and regroup after that one.
Okay, fair enough.
Dobbs, Dubes, Dobbs. Romeo, is he the new number 2 in
I think he's the number one right now
oh shit,
until Watson comes back.
gets up to speed. So it was a good ad, kind of safety blanket.
I did bid on him too. You
Did you?
outbid me.
Uh,
Yeah,
I didn't look at the activity report.
it's okay. This fucking league is in the toilet anyway. So
This league is cursed. Hey, at
it's
least I'm not.
it's me. It's me, okay? It's all me.
What
But
went? What went wrong?
well, 2 weeks ago, I know I missed the podcast last week. 2 weeks ago,
You were excused absence.
I put up the second most points in the league, but I went against you, who put up the most. So yeah, not good luck there. And then last week I had a bad week, fully admit it. But Hesse had a bad week too, who I was going against. And then he had Adams out at halftime. I'm like, oh, I guess I'll just coast to this win. And then Hesse's literally texting me like, congrats on your win. And as he did that, I go on Twitter and they're like, oh, Adams is back in.
You
But
fucking homer.
I thought I was far enough ahead that we were going to be okay. But that last drive, they kept dinking and dunking to Adams the entire way. I don't know. He had like 5 or 6 receptions on the drive. And at the end of that drive, I was like half a point ahead. I was still half a point ahead. And the Raiders were still behind. So I'm like, maybe they're going to go for 2 because Hesse also had the Raiders kicker, Carlson. Like, maybe they're going to go for 2. Maybe I'm going to be okay. And of course, they went for 1, hit the extra point, fucking week's over. That's what happened. Just jumped up, jumped ahead of me.
Wow, Dan.
So
he really fucking he had that narrative written out, dude. Do you want any rebuttal? I mean, you texted him on the side like, "Congrats on your."
I mean, all I saw, I wasn't even watching the game. All I saw was Devontae was out. And I'm like, well, I can't win anymore. I did not know. I thought it was like a sure thing, game's over for him type
and
of.
here comes Devontae Adams out of the locker room, and then
yeah, savior,
dude.
Yeah, and Hesse and I are both Packer guys, obviously, and I love Adams and definitely didn't want him hurt and out. Like I don't want to honestly win that way either. So it's fine. Take it on the chin. Whatever. Maybe I'll go over in this league and just run it up.
What is this worth, Josh?
Which one? The
Devontae rookie card, chrome reflector. That's got to be worth something. It's got to be worth $1.
Short hair Devontae.
So they definitely is he full on dreads right now?
Yeah.
So I definitely call that like a cut.
Yeah, like a weird die cut.
And so as long as it's not like all fucked up on the board, die cut, yeah, for sure. I mean that's like if it's a rookie card, I'm sure it's let's call it $12.
All right.
But the fact that it's like cut, all that, guys will.
Does that take away from the value?
No, not even. I think it even adds to it because it's definitely a parallel or an insert, as they would call it. Like, so his regular base. Hang on, Cole. We'll get there. His regular base rookie would be square.
Just watching the game at this point.
Yeah, and then that cut. Yeah, I mean, I bet you could get $10 for it. Bears still winning.
$10. It's almost halftime. We're a 2-minute warning. They're up 20-3.
28-8.
20, 2-0-2-3.
I'm just.
Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
These are the ones I had up on my desk at BE. I haven't even taken them out of this page divider.
I remember that. Who is that?
You got
guy?
a Ron Wolf?
Yeah, right next to the Robin Yount on a dirt bike.
I didn't know Ron Wolf had a trading card.
Yeah, so these are some like a PSA type.
He drafted Brett Favre, don't you know?
Oh yeah, I've also got the Brett Favre. I wonder if these cards are worth anything. Because there's some like weird promotional cards. Like they're not like a Topps card or anything like that.
A little bit more rare. You know what is huge? Did you ever read Sports Illustrated for Kids? And they'd have the tearaway cards, in the middle.
Yes.
So, you can get cards graded, and so there are legit, like, it's edging, perforated.
I never tore those clean. I never tore them clean.
Nobody ever did, but there are PSA 10s, so considered gem mint, like all the perforations, like a postage stamp, are 10, and all of those, if they're in that condition, because condition is everything, thousands of dollars for some of them. Crazy.
What
I
about
used
zoo books? Anything? Any value with zoo books?
don't know what that is, but I used to rent
No.
the Sports Illustrated kids for kids from the library and then tear that sheet out for sure.
Okay.
My brother.
Someone listening to the pod knows what zoo books are.
Zoo books? Explain. Hit it with this.
It was like a mail away, like you get like a book about animals in the mail. It was like a magazine. I don't know. I just equated Sports Illustrated for kids to also
Ranger
zoo books
Rick?
because it was like the same time frame. So
Sure. Okay, I never
we
heard of.
can we I digress. We can move on.
We can take it offline. That's cool. That's cool. Okay. Wagyu tips. What are you gonna do with that meat? Cole was gifted some premium
Oof.
premium biz steak. I think
Yes.
as they call it in the industry. I mean, salt and pepper, right? Right?
Well, so my wife was nice enough. So I have either of you experienced like Japanese A5 Wagyu before? I have not to this point. So I'm new. I'm new to this.
I think
Um,
the only time I had the actual good shit was like on a sushi.
okay. All right.
I've had I don't know A5, but I've definitely had
Yeah.
Wagyu beef.
Yeah. 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 Okay. Yeah. This is like definitely a treat steak. Um, I've been dabbling with. I've been doing. I've been mostly doing sous vide for my steaks recently.
Yeah.
Um,
There you go. Reverse searing or what?
yeah. 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 Reverse sear.
Fucking guys,
Yeah.
guy's a pro. Hit me
Now,
with it.
Yeah.
do they suggest that with those because of the extent of
So
the marbling?
that's exactly what I'm wondering, Hesse, because there's so much fat in it, right? That
Yeah.
like I feel like if I put it directly on a grill or a skillet,
Could get away
it's
from you.
gonna,
Yeah.
yeah, it's gonna get away from me, but it's also, yeah, it's gonna cook real fast, right? It's gonna be like real quick. So I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna approach it. I haven't decided yet. Like I've been doing the sous vide thing because it makes, steaks very tender. Like it's extremely tender. It's super easy, super tender, super delicious. But this is like a premium cut of meat that like I don't know if I need to attempt to make it better than it already is. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. That's why I said salt and pepper, right? I mean,
yeah, just
yeah.
salt, pepper, maybe a little garlic powder, maybe, but probably just salt, pepper, and I don't even know. These are like the fat content is so high in these things. I feel like having an entire my wife bought us two ribeyes. I don't even know if we need to go ribeye a piece. I feel like we could almost just split one because it's gonna be like it's like dessert. It's like dessert meat, you know? It's like really fatty, really um
Rich
I,
and
I don't know if I
flavorful.
I don't know if I don't know I don't need I don't know if I need to put my body through all of that fat content in one sitting. uh
It's gonna be
but it's gonna be delicious.
it's gonna
It's
be
gonna
a
be great.
clean shit. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
marbling is remarkable, for sure.
Yeah.
Right?
So still TBD. I'll report back. We're gonna go on this trip, and when I get back, I'm gonna cook them up one night. So
Yeah.
I'll let you know. But
Yeah. Maybe even invite us. To.
yeah,
No, I'm just kidding.
yeah.
No.
Yeah, no,
No.
And give us half of it.
I'll think about that. Like I'll consider
Um,
it.
I had a $28 hamburger that was Wagyu beef in Austin.
Okay.
Uh, did not come with French fries. I
Oof.
booked this tapas place off Reddit and TripAdvisor for a nice date night when we were out there, and yeah, ordered. It was a good burger, but I mean,
Okay.
it's not that hard to do a cheeseburger, right? But I remember just being like, oh,
Mm.
a couple of French fries, maybe an onion ring. But yeah, no, do your research. It sounds like you can. You don't have to rush it. But yeah, I agree. I mean, like the marbling,
Hmm.
it would.
Simpler the better, I would
Yeah,
imagine.
yeah. I want to get into sous vide. That's what's up. The reverse sear.
It's
Um,
good.
I don't think
Um,
I don't think it plays like a fillet where like I've been doing a lot of cast iron steak,
yeah,
2 minutes on each side, and then about 4 minutes in the oven
yep.
with fillets, right? But it doesn't always translate to the ribeye.
Hmm.
Um,
Or the strip.
I was gonna say, quite honestly, like I like a good New York strip.
Yeah,
I really do.
ribeye is usually my cut of choice, but
Yeah,
strip steak is definitely a close second for me.
Mhm.
ribeye is a hard sell for KB. Yeah, but I don't like the fat. But
Fat is flavor.
correct. Yeah, Cole gets it. Dan gets it too. As we touched base on last week's podcast, I mean, he put butter on my brat bun, and
Eh, it-
yeah,
the Culver's way, Dan. The Culver's
Oh
way. The
yeah,
old butter burger.
butter brat.
Butter brat.
I did have a ribeye on Monday.
Oh,
it's a
I'm excited.
it's the way to go. Uh, Cole, if there's one thing you can hang
Yes,
your
sir.
hat on, the House of Shear has been eliminated from the family
Okay.
tree lineage. I mean, you're 0-4, but the
Ugh,
Shears
you
have
don't have to say that again.
the Shears have lost.
I so Dan and I were discussing before we jumped on and started the recording here.
Are you guys
I believe Dan and I are taking on a shearer apiece.
Yeah,
So
chop them
if you tell
down?
us if you tell us they're beatable now, maybe that gives me some hope, except Terry McLaurin is not, I think he's caught one ball tonight so far, so not off to a great start here.
Oh my God,
Um,
Cole's
but
team's like picking a goddamn scab.
this is garbage.
well, Derek somehow is Justin Fields in and has 22 and a quarter points before half.
Ugh, fuck me.
Derek, if you're watching, I was like, yeah, keep playing that guy, and then all of a sudden, like Justin Fields might be the epitome of like terrible real
Mm,
life player and great fantasy player. He's like Rex Grossman of old, or
mm,
even who's the diabetic guy? Jay Cutler. Uh,
mm.
Garbage time stats, right? But he's picking up stuff. We're 0
I don't.
3. We don't need to win. We need to lose.
What is your evaluation on this game though? Like, because Washington literally took the Eagles to overtime last week, right? Like, is
Yeah.
this just a case of Thursday night football and no one's ready to play, or is this like how do we evaluate what's happening here? Like
Great question. I'm glad you brought it up because I have no idea who Sam Howell is. Like their quarterback, right?
uh-huh. Yeah.
Did he play last week, or is this a new quarterback?
What happened to
Uh,
Taylor Heineke? I thought they liked him. They don't like him? Is he off the team?
New regime. That was probably Dan Snyder's guy, and
Got it.
so Sam Howell's in. I don't know. The Thursday night games are always wacky, right? But I'm of the mind
Hard to
frame like,
judge.
yeah. I mean, to hear that we're up 2-0-3, like
It's 27 now. 27-3.
all DJ Moore.
I didn't catch you caught the last tud.
Oops.
It's just
We got 3 seconds left on the clock before halftime here. Ron Rivera not looking too happy on the sideline.
holy shit. Ron Rivera's at. Of course he's at the game. Is he
No,
the head
DJ
coach?
Moore only has 2 touchdowns.
Yes.
He's the goddamn
Okay.
head coach of the Commanders, isn't he?
He sure is.
Uh,
Riverboat.
Rod. So he's probably unhappy because Dickie Buckus.
Ah,
Yeah,
I see.
yeah,
So is that why the Bears are up
Yeah.
so big? Doing it for Dick? Is
correct,
that
correct.
the ghost of Dick is in the ball?
Ooh, hang time. What was the theme song? Hang time. I don't know.
All right, so what
I
the heck is hang time?
It's a.
I remember it. I remember watching it. I don't know much more than just like little pictures in my brain of what it was. Like it was not a long-lived series, was it? Was it like
No,
one season?
yeah, a couple. I agree though. All
Okay.
I remember is
Sitcom?
yeah, it was like a Saturday morning. It might as well have been like Boy Meets World in a Indiana town. I think Buckus was like, you know, our ratings are low. Let's juice it up. But
Okay.
Anthony Anderson was definitely like, the point guard of the whole off. They were running the triangle, and I was like,
Fantastic.
there's no way.
Anthony Anderson and Dick Butkus were never on the show at the same time.
Okay, so yeah, he definitely graduated, and Teddy Bear, whatever. Uh, who was the first coach? Because I feel like Buckus was after the fact.
Reggie Theus.
Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Denzel
He
Washington.
played Coach Bill Fuller
Yep.
for the first 3 seasons, and the last 3 seasons, Dick Butkus played Coach Mike Katwinski.
So it was on for. Of course, he was Polish. So it was. It was 6 years, right?
Wow.
And Anthony Anderson, his cast time frame.
The first
Defi-
3 seasons.
Yeah, I was gonna say definitely in the beginning, and then went on to what would that be? Blackish fame. Yep.
Well, Blackish would have been like 15 years after that.
Thanks, Dan. Yeah,
He's done a few things,
Yeah, he was in Malibu's Most Wanted.
clearly.
of course.
Wasn't he in oh fuck, what's that one Jim Carrey movie? With
Me, myself, and Irene.
yes. Yeah, wasn't he one of the sons?
Of course he was. Great movie. Shantae Jr. How do you keep eating all that shit, not gaining any weight? I don't know. It must be my motherfucking metabolism.
Cut to how many years forward? Yep.
Mother. And then
Cohen brother movie, yes? Correct?
Fairly.
Fairly. Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
I said Cohen. What the fuck am I thinking?
Great.
Yeah, that was
fucking
not
movie.
a Coen film.
No, that definitely isn't.
I was a little too upbeat for a Cohen film.
Yeah. A
Yeah.
little wrong genre.
I mean, you guys want to go down that? It's like
Oh shit, he was on Law and Order. That's right.
Anthony Anderson.
Yeah,
He was. You're right. I
Detective
remember seeing
Evan
commercials.
Bernard.
Never watched the show. Never watched the program.
Uh,
But commercials.
He was in a great cop buddy film, Tom Arnold too, and the credits roll, and they do the bloopers, and they're talking about different bowel movements, and the credits roll, and it's a good watch. But Me, Myself, and Irene,
Hmm.
one of my most favorite quotable movies.
When he's shooting the cow on the road. Great.
Oh yeah. I mean, the Daddy, can we watch Richard Pryor on HBO I mean all of it really.
Yeah.
My favorite part in that movie is either when Jim Carrey does a price check on Vagisil for this little girl's mom's yeast infection, because he's had it, right? And then the other one is when his wife leaves him and says, their wedding vows. You said you were gonna live a lifetime of eating whale blubber, and then the little guy from Bad Santa says, "Oh, she'll be eating whale blubber as soon as I free Willie. Let's roll, tits." And then, oh man, what a good movie.
Yeah.
Dan, you
Sounds
probably
like
you never saw that movie, did you? Let
Which
alone
one?
In Living Color or Me, Myself, and Irene. You have no idea who the Wayans are, do you? The whole family.
I know who they are. They were in the scary movie. What's it called? Scary movie? Scream. It's a scary movie. So was Anthony Anderson.
there were Waynes in Scary Movie. That is correct.
They were in the tent scene saying, acting, a fool and talking about peanuts.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure that was one of the Wayans brothers and Anthony Anderson. Dan's googling. I can tell because
Oh yeah,
He's
no,
Googling.
I've been reading Anthony Anderson's Wikipedia page for the last 5 minutes.
I mean,
five.
clearly a Hollywood workhorse, right? Like in tons of stuff.
Oh, dude, yeah.
I think they call it a career resurrection. Like he
Mm.
really, you know.
A true character actor.
Oh, yeah. There you go. No, yeah. I think in Hang Time his middle name Cole's like, yeah, okay. I
I'm just watching the highlights now, the first half.
I think in
Lots of Bears.
Anthony Teddy Bear Anderson,
Mm.
but we'll figure it out. I'm gonna send you guys the link of the bloopers with him and Tim Arnold. It's gonna be
Oh,
great. You guys are gonna lose your shit. Miles
please
Sanders
do.
worth $30. I just he wasn't do no cool. That
Is
offense is
this on the
limited.
auction page?
It was the FOB free agent acquisition budget.
Mm.
Top dog Shear
Top one.
pulled him for
I
30.
don't know. I would have to. I honestly would have to look closer. I know my wife has him in another league on her team, and I don't think he's doing much. But no one really on the Panthers is doing very much right now, right?
Yeah,
So,
he's handcuffed. He's handcuffed.
hmm
All right, so both of you are taking the Shear house Shear on this week.
Mm-hmm.
Cole, this
Oh,
year,
I've got it in the bag though.
Cole, this is your start, man. They've been weakened.
if I lose this week, though, I feel like, and don't get me wrong, I will try. I will try to win. But if we don't win this week, can we run the table the other way? You know, can we do it?
What would that be? 12,
Just 0
13? Are
0.
we?
Yeah, I don't know. Like I'm this is the worst just to put it out there. This is the worst start of any fantasy league I've ever been associated with, and I've been doing this for over a decade. So this is uncharted waters and I'm not trying to boast like saying I'm some fantasy expert by any means, but I've got a couple championships under my belt. Like I've done okay over the years. Like I've done decent,
Cole,
and this
you're the
is
host
this
of a
is
fantasy football
is
podcast.
this is I feel like I need to just like disassociate the record from everything and just take it, just like a player. I'll just take it week by week. But whatever happens. Best of
See,
luck to the field. Take my advice with a grain of salt, I suppose, or thoughts with a grain of salt. Um,
no, I
Good
think
luck
you
to
double
everyone.
down and introduce a little chaos.
There you go.
You
I
start,
agree
Yeah.
with that. You got to mix things up if you want to change it.
yeah, you start
Oh
making
shit.
fun of Seth and Jerome Ford. Like you double down on that, and then you just trade away. Who's your quarterback? Lamar?
My
No,
quarterback is
Dan's got
Hurts.
Dan's got Lamar. You got Jalen Hurts.
Hmm.
Okay, so you trade Amon St. Brown for a bag of
Uh,
dicks to Ben Page.
okay, fair enough.
That's Phoenix
Bag
self.
of dicks. Okay.
Just say, bag of dicks going once.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
I
I'm the only guy who's 2-2 in the league right now.
Oh,
Just
good for you, Dan. I'm glad you have 2 wins.
oh, this has gotta be
I
fucking.
will. So I
You gotta
gotta.
take a turd in the punch bowl and blame it on
Yeah.
somebody else. You get stirred up.
So I haven't seen a ton. Has there been a trade in this league yet? Like I haven't seen a ton of movement. Has there been a trade?
This is why I feel hurt. I floated Miles Sanders to both
Okay.
Shears, and then they picked him
Okay.
up for $30. You know,
Okay.
uh, I,
So I don't know. I just feel like trades don't happen very often in these leagues in
it's
general.
it's
Maybe,
hard. Yeah, it's hard in football.
and I do have to. I feel like I do this every week when I'm talking about a different league right now that my wife is in. So my wife she was an offer until last week where she got her first win. She was 0-3. She got that first win. The dude that she was going against was like sending her over bullshit and asking for like Christian McCaffrey back. Like a complete like
Wow. Over.
ridiculously. And this was who she was facing against. And I like, she knows what she's doing for the most part to say like, no, thank you, sir. But at the same time, the audacity of this gentleman that she was going against to ask and try to steal like her best players for next to nothing.
The
And then you
gall.
know what she does? And then you know what she does? She goes and beats him. So how about
Hell
that,
yeah.
baby? How about that for Meredith? She's not
Yeah.
in our league, but how about that?
Yeah. You put your balls all over that forehead. For sure. 100%.
Yeah.
I believe if Meredith was playing at home, which I think she is, she would go bow 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 bow.
Yeah, you know, that's her call sign for sure.
So then you go and offer Christian McCaffrey for the whole team. That's what you do. And
Yeah.
you pull Kirk Cousins. You like that?
You like that? Man.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, if we lose this week, I might as well just go nuts and just do random things. Might as well.
Blow it up, but I mean,
Yeah.
hey, 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 make it.
You know,
Don't be the
still
last. Don't be the last four out. And to think that I said, "Hey Cole, we're gonna play for
yeah,
$50," and
yeah,
you said, "All right, I need another league like I need an asshole on my forehead," but
yeah. We can swing it.
and he did, and he's here.
Couldn't
Uh,
be happier. But
okay.
you know what? I get to talk to you gentlemen again, so it's all worth it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's stimulation. It makes our brains work. So Dan's 500, Cole's 0 in the
Ugh,
hole, and
shut up.
me, I kind of like you said trades are hard, but like, will anyone fucking get on my level? I have like
Okay,
8 legit starting running backs.
okay.
Come at me.
Make me a deal. Show
Who
me
did
what
you
you
try
want.
and trade me, Josh? I
What
don't even remember.
you
Pretty
told me?
sure Aaron Jones is never going to play again, so
You told me it was steep, and now looking back at it, I floated Madison and David
mm,
Montgomery to just about every team.
boy, that after David
I
Montgomery's
don't
week
think you
against Green
floated
Bay,
David Montgomery to me.
Ah, let's go check the trans logs.
Yeah, is it in there? Is proposed trades somewhere in here?
It was probably David Montgomery and Damian Pierce, and like I think that guy might snap out. Whatever. I need a wide. Cole, we're
yeah,
we're gonna introduce a little chaos.
let's do it. What do you want?
Um, I'll give you David Montgomery for your whole team.
You know, if his performance wasn't against the Packers, who Green Bay's run defense
he
makes any
he get
player look like fucking Walter Payton.
yeah.
I how many folks, and I'm not saying David Montgomery's bad because I think he's a good player, but at the same time, he is not a three touchdown over 100-yard back. Like that's just not I'm and you know, I may be eating my words, but how much trade he was trade bait for sure this week, just based on
Yeah,
if you see any running back against Green Bay's defense, you're in for a great week. Like their run defense is atrocious. So
value never
um
higher. Value never higher.
never higher. So if you're gonna pull the trigger, now's the time, right?
Yeah.
Like
I think in that model, like everyone was high on Gibbs, and rightfully
mm,
so. You chase the hot young rookie, but I think Dan Campbell, the coach,
hmm
is I don't know, they're dangerously good, and I think it gets to a point where it's like they're gonna lean on him. He's a bell cow. I don't know. It's typical for Chicago sports, man. The guy's like flashes of brilliance and then goes somewhere else and is a top 10 fantasy running back. I will
well,
say I think he's a bell cow, and that's what you want, right? But
oh yeah. With a good offensive line, which he never really had in Chicago, like with a good
right.
offensive line, he can be a number one guy for sure. I just don't think he's like
No.
I,
Yeah, I mean,
he's not like a top five, you know,
no.
guy. He's legitimate. He's like a legitimate running back to flex. Like you can feel comfortable. You're going to get double-digit points. Like feel like that is a safer assumption with him. And then you play a weak defense like Green Bay. You're going to put up a ton of points and have those weeks like in between, right? I feel like that's kind of what his deal is.
So he's definitely better than Miles Sanders, correct?
I would say so.
Okay,
Miles Sanders had a pretty decent year, but again, he was with
Philly.
Philly.
Yeah.
Philly had a great line,
Yeah.
right? Like he was part of the offense. It's not the player, it's the scheme a lot of the time, and
Yeah.
it's the people he got surrounding you, right? So,
I mean, look at DeAndre Swift, right? Same deal. Yeah,
yep.
100%. I think my approach was I'm gonna buy 10 to $20 running backs, and I think both I got for $8. But you're buying lottery tickets at that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You either buy a stud at $50 to $60, or you just go on an Easter egg hunt. And I mean, I think
Yep.
I think David Montgomery is going to return more value, but it's a hard sell in the auction, you know.
It is. Um,
So that's all I got.
Especially for a guy that hasn't really had like a guy that's had health issues and a guy that hasn't had like sustained success. Like that's going to be a hard sell, but definitely think he can be a dude for sure.
Flip the team. We'll talk about Rashad White after this. All right, okay. And if you fancy a little doobie action, Romeo,
Mm,
Romeo,
mm-hmm.
Romeo, we're out
Mm-hmm.
Romeo Dubes.
Tubes in the end zone. Hopefully,
Are you serious? It's Dobbs. It's
it stops.
Dobbs.
That's yeah. They've always said it, Dobbs.
I can't say I've
They've
watched.
always said it.
They've always said
It's
it.
like this is not a surprise. I mean,
I don't know. I think Chris Olive came in as Olive.
Dobbs. I have heard announcers say his name wrong. So to Josh's defense, I've heard them say I haven't
Doobies.
heard Dubes.
Dubes. Mr.
I've have
Dubes.
I haven't heard Dubes.
What are you
Doobie.
kidding me? That's exact hooked on phonics word for me. That's exactly how I would pronounce it. Dubes. Mr.
Okay.
Dubes.
Well, what is
Gotta
the
listen to Al
yeah?
Michaels. They'll tell you how to
What
say it.
isn't Josh Dobbs the quarterback of the Cardinals right now?
Yeah,
And it's
so
just Dobbs, isn't that?
yeah, exact. Good point, Cole. So we have league wide confusion.
I
Josh,
mean, not to
I can
yeah,
just hear Al
confuse
Oh.
matters
Michaels.
more, but
Joshua Dobbs, Romeo Dubes, and then Chris Collinsworth. Are they still together? He slides in. This is a guy that I really like. You know,
that was a great Chris Collinsworth
it's pretty
sliding in.
good.
It wasn't bad. I've heard worse. Oh, here he
Did
goes.
Herb Kirkstreet do the NFL?
He
Yeah.
does. He did.
He's with Al. He's with
Oh.
Al.
Yeah. Are you
Did he
listening
do
to the main
college for a while?
broadcast or are you listening to the Dude Perfect stream?
I'm watching the Prime one, but it's on no
I don't think they
volume.
do. Pretty sure they got rid of the Dude Perfect stuff. Did you guys watch any of that? That was garbage. But I
No, but
digress.
we didn't even talk about the Toy Story telecast, and we'll have to
Oh man,
we got to shelve it because Booger.
shelve it.
Well, I think we did. Booger Farland. Is he Irish?
Booger.
I don't believe
Sure.
he's
Yep.
Irish.
It's definitely
Black Irish.
You don't believe he's Irish, but you're gonna tell me that you think Shaquille O'Neal is Irish?
I don't think either of them are Irish.
That's it. Call Conan O'Brien.
All the Coen brothers.
That's all I got on the telecast. Cole, happy birthday.
Thanks, bud.
How many years young are you? Would you like to surrender that?
We hit the 36 mark today.
Holy shit. You're way too
Yeah.
cynical for 36. Well, have fun in Albuquerque, ABQ.
Thanks, bud.
Get out to the University of New Mexico and get a picture next to Urlacher's jersey.
Yeah, Lobos. Go Lobos.
Dan, anything else? You want to tell Cole happy birthday?
Happy birthday, Cole.
Okay. And
Oh, thanks,
to
Dan. I could
to
tell
con-
that was from the heart.
to confirm, ILLINI Dick Buckus 51.
Bye, Dick. I knew you were dead. Dan didn't.
Think Dick took it to the old dirt hole. Too soon.
Yeah.
Too
We'll
soon.
take him to the dirt
Respect
hole.
to Dick Butkus. Respect to Dick Butkus for sure.
Champion competitor. We love you all. Get into the coal hole.